When you think of the richest countries in the world, which names come to mind? The United States? China? Maybe a small European nation you've never heard of? Every year, global economies shift. New players rise. Old powers fall. And the rankings change in ways that surprise most people. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 richest countries in the world for 2026, ranked by gross domestic product or GDP. This isn't just a list. It's a data story about where wealth is concentrated, who is growing, and who is slowing down. Let's begin with number 10. At number 10, we have Brazil, the largest economy in South America. With a GDP of approximately $2.3 trillion, Brazil returns to the top 10 after several years of economic turbulence. The country is benefiting from a boom in agricultural exports, soybeans, beef, and coffee, along with the resurgent energy sector. Brazil's economy is diverse, but its biggest challenge remains inequality and infrastructure gaps. Still, its massive population of over 200 million people makes it a powerhouse in Latin America. At number 9, Canada, the northern neighbor of the United States. Canada's GDP stands at around $2.4 trillion. The country has benefited enormously from high global oil prices, a booming real estate market, and an aggressive immigration policy that has kept its workforce growing while other developed nations stagnate. Canada is also emerging as a tech hub, with cities like Toronto and Vancouver attracting investment from global giants. But high household debt and a housing affordability crisis remain serious concerns. At number 8, Italy, one of Europe's industrial backbones. Italy's GDP is approximately $2.5 trillion. The country is famous for luxury goods, automotive manufacturing, think Ferrari and Lamborghini, and a tourism industry that draws millions of visitors every year. But Italy faces long-term challenges: an aging population, high public debt, and slow economic growth compared to its European rivals. Despite these headwinds, Italy remains the 8th largest economy in the world. At number 7, France, a global leader in luxury, aerospace, and agriculture. France's GDP is around $3.3 trillion. It's home to some of the world's most valuable companies, from LVMH, the luxury goods giant, to Airbus, a leader in commercial aviation. France is also a nuclear energy powerhouse, generating over 70% of its electricity from nuclear power. However, like many European nations, France is grappling with pension reforms, labor strikes, and the challenge of maintaining its generous social welfare system in a competitive global economy. At number 6, the United Kingdom. The UK's GDP stands at approximately $3.8 trillion. London remains one of the world's 2 financial capitals, alongside New York. The country is a leader in financial services, tech, and education, with universities like Oxford and Cambridge drawing talent from across the globe. Brexit continues to shape the UK economy, with new trade deals and shifting relationships with European neighbors. Despite these transitions, the UK maintains its position as Europe's 2nd largest economy. At number 5, India, the fastest-growing major economy in the world. India's GDP is projected to reach $4.5 trillion in 2026. This is a remarkable rise. Just a decade ago, India was ranked 10th. Today, it sits at number 5, having surpassed the United Kingdom and France. What's driving India's growth? A young population, a booming tech sector, massive infrastructure investment, and a growing middle class that is becoming the world's largest consumer market. India is on track to become the world's 3rd largest economy by 2028 or 2029. The question isn't whether India will rise further, it's how fast. At number 4, Japan, Asia's 2nd largest economy. Japan's GDP is around $5.1 trillion. The country is a global leader in automotive manufacturing, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and robotics. Japan's technology and engineering capabilities remain world-class. But Japan faces a demographic crisis. Its population is aging faster than any other developed nation, and the workforce is shrinking. This has led to labor shortages and growing pressure to increase automation and immigration to sustain economic growth. At number 3, Germany, Europe's largest economy. Germany's GDP stands at approximately $5.3 trillion. The country is the manufacturing heart of Europe, known for its automotive giants, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and its engineering excellence. However, Germany is facing significant challenges: high energy costs following the loss of Russian gas, competition from Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers, and a slowing industrial sector. Despite these headwinds, Germany remains the economic engine of the European Union. At number 2, China, the world's manufacturing powerhouse. China's GDP is approaching $20 trillion. Over the past 3 decades, China has lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty and built the largest middle class in human history. But 2026 is a challenging year for China. A slowing property market, youth unemployment, and geopolitical tensions with the West are creating headwinds. Economists are watching closely to see whether China can return to its previous high-growth trajectory or whether it has entered a period of slower, more uncertain expansion. And at number 1, the United States, the world's largest economy by a significant margin. America's GDP is projected to reach $29.5 trillion in 2026. That's larger than the combined economies of Japan, Germany, and India. What drives American dominance? Technology, with Silicon Valley giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. Finance, with Wall Street. Energy, as the world's largest oil and gas producer. And defense, with the largest military budget on Earth. The U.S. economy has shown remarkable resilience, recovering from inflation and maintaining innovation at a scale unmatched by any other nation. So there you have it, the top 10 richest countries in 2026, ranked by GDP. The United States remains untouchable at the top. China holds steady at number 2. And India is the fastest riser, climbing into the top 5 and continuing its ascent. Which country surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to India Data Solutions for more data-driven stories from around the world. Thanks for watching.